Should we start with our theme song?
We should start with our theme song.
It's the Kyle and Greta Show.
It's the Kyle and Greta Show where we work through mental models that help us understand cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. And I didn't sing because I'm a little tone deaf. Thanks, Greta. This is Kyle, and I'm here with Greta.
Hi.
And we're today going to talk about inversion thinking and how we apply that to cryptocurrency. So inversion is thinking through a situation in reverse, often by considering what we want to avoid rather than what we want to get.
So it's putting a situation on its head.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Or
and it's something that people usually don't do. So, here, let me give you an example.
Okay.
We want to be happy in life, right?
I do.
I want to be happy. I want to be happy too. I think most people want to be happy. Everyone wants to be happy, actually. Even if they're, yeah. So, we often try to figure out, how can I be happy? How can I be happier? Instead of asking that question, ask the opposite question, which is, how can I be miserable? Instead of figuring out how to be happy.
Okay.
Then do the opposite of what would make you miserable. Or simply don't do what would make you miserable. So that's inversion. So here's what I thought about.
All right. What to do to be miserable?
Yeah, if I want to be miserable, I should insult my friends and drive them away, get divorced or stay married to someone I don't like, never exercise, eat only Krispy Kremes all day, only ponder the meaning of life. Maybe Greta's got other things she could add to the list that would make me miserable.
Krispy Kremes are pretty good, though.
All day? Imagine how sick you'd feel miserable.
I know.
Only Krispy Kremes?
Moderation and moderation.
Exactly. But if I only ate Krispy Kremes, like I said here, that would make me miserable.
We've been pondering the meaning of life a lot, too.
And it didn't make me any happier, for sure.
No.
If I never pondered the meaning of life, I think that would... I enjoy it a little bit, but if I only ponder the meaning of life...
We were both a bit despondent.
Yeah. At some point.
Pondering
the meaning of life. Because you don't really get anywhere with that. It's kind of fun, but if you only do that, then what's the meaning? And you're constantly searching for the meaning anyway. Yeah. So that's what I should do if I want to be miserable. Therefore, to be happy, I can start with not doing those things. In fact, that'd be a pretty good life if I just avoided those things. If I just exercised, didn't insult my friends, didn't get married to someone I didn't like or get divorced, I exercised, didn't eat Krispy Kremes, maybe in moderation, and I only ponder the meaning of life every once in a while, right?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you need to actually do the opposite of those, or is that enough to be neutral? Would that make you happy, or would it just make you...
It might. Start with not doing the things that actively make you miserable.
Okay.
I think most of us do things which make us miserable, and we know make us miserable, and we do it anyway. Like, I know exercising makes me happy, and I avoid it. It's like...
We didn't exercise.
You don't need a college degree to figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So start with just avoiding those things. You know?
All right. So how does it apply to...
So, one more example. As a
Okay.
sales rep in 2000, Tim Ferriss of the Tim Ferriss Show, if you haven't checked it out, check it out. We're fans.
We love him, basically.
We love
He's
Tim.
our demigod.
He's a demigod. What if I did the opposite for 24 hours? What if I called from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and 6 to 7:30 p.m. instead of 9 to 5 like everyone else? What if I did the opposite as a sales rep? Asked only questions instead of pitching. Ended emails with, I totally understand if you are too busy to reply, instead of, I look forward to your reply, and that kind of BS.
I definitely have ended most of my emails with, let me know. Let me know as soon as possible. Thank you. And then I don't hear back for a while.
Yeah. So what if you did
That
the opposite?
doesn't really work.
Tim said in the last quarter of his job there, he outsold the entire LA office of the biggest competitor. Anyway, it sounded like it was definitely a success, and calling companies at odd hours before the receptionist came in meant he avoided the gatekeeper, so he got directly to the CEO. He was able to sell directly to them by calling from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m.
And he was being more familiar and acting like a human by saying, I totally understand if you're too busy to reply.
Right.
Which is refreshing.
Exactly.
Makes him stand out of the crowd.
Definitely stands out. And asking questions, as a sales rep myself, I found that asking questions was the most important thing. More than pitching. Pitching is just so annoying. People get pitched all the time. You know, people want to talk about themselves, so you can ask them about themselves.
People don't like feeling like they're getting hit on.
They don't feel like this. Yeah. Do you want to talk to me more about that?
No. That'll be for another podcast.
Another podcast. That's
on
good.
Pickup
All right.
artists.
Little teaser on pickup artists. Okay. Let's apply this inversion thinking to Bitcoin. Don't ask how I make a lot of money investing in cryptocurrency. Ask, how can I lose a lot of money investing in cryptocurrency?
Ooh. So how can you lose?
So here's what I'd suggest. Invest a lot of money. First of all, you got to start with a lot of money, so you can lose a lot. So let's say you've just someone, I don't know, maybe you've got a trust fund from your aunt that you didn't really like, and you just want to, make her turn over in her grave, knowing that you just pissed away all of her money. So your objective is to get rid of all your money. So the thing to think about here is ask, how can I lose a lot of money? I made the mistake initially of saying, how do I not lose a lot of money? That's not the right answer. That's not inversion. Ask, how can I lose a lot of money?
Okay, so you have...
Try to figure out how to optimize for that first.
You have $100,000.
Invest it all. Trade frequently to rack up lots of fees. Buy high, sell low. Like whenever it's high, whenever you see a local maxima,
it's tempting.
Yeah, it's tempting to do, isn't it? It's like, oh, it's going up, buy now. It's low, sell. And avoid. And I would buy high. I would buy especially when I think there's gonna be lots of people buying. Like if I really wanted to lose money, I would buy around Christmas or right after Christmas when everyone's told their families about Bitcoin. It's probably be a local maxima then. So definitely buy then. And then whenever bad news comes out, where there'll probably be a local minima, sell. You definitely lose a lot of money that way. Invest in unproven coins with technology issues. So you could specifically go out and find ones with technology issues and then invest in them.
Maybe give them a chance.
Well, that'd probably be a good way to lose money. Once you like Bitcoin, if you put money in Bitcoin, even if you buy high, sell low, you still might not lose all your money. But if you did it in a really bad currency, that would be a good idea.
What about...
Use unstable exchanges with poor security. Publish your private key. If I publish my private key, then everyone has access to my... I don't know if everyone knows how this works, because if you're on Coinbase, you don't know what your private key actually is, unless you try to move your money around. But yeah, if you publish your private key, then anyone can move your money around for you into their own wallets. All right, put all my eggs in one basket. And I think that kind of covers it. Anything else we can do to, if we actively want to lose money? I felt like it was kind of exhaustive.
That was a good list.
That was a good list. I think there's probably other ways to lose money, but this is a good place to start. So simply avoiding the ways to lose money may be enough to make money in a rising market. So you don't have to get all that fancy. Just don't be stupid, which is basically a inversion thing. You just don't be stupid. Don't publish your private key. Don't
invest a lot. Little by little, baby steps.
Right. Don't trade a lot.
Holding isn't so bad.
Yeah. Well, the more you trade, you're going to spend, 1% or $10 per trade.
You want to buy low, sell high.
Contrary to what your
gut feeling is telling
your monkey mind in your head's trying to tell you.
Invest or research the exchanges you're going to be using. What were you saying this morning? That there's an exchange that was put up on the Apple Store for $5 that was a fake.
Yeah. It was like a trending app for a while. People were buying it. So, yeah.
People didn't even know what they were buying.
Didn't know what they were buying. Yeah, so just not being stupid is probably going to go pretty far in a rising market.
Diversify.
Yeah, diversify.
Across a couple different currencies?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. we're going to see why in the next episode, why in the next mental model, why completely diversifying might not be the best strategy either.
Okay.
Yeah. So one basket is too few.
But 10.
But maybe 100 baskets is too many. We're going to see about that one. Anyway, a little teaser.
Will you go into what you said about Christmas time or bad news? How does that affect the market?
Right, yeah. So when people chat with their families and they have, all these crypto enthusiasts, and now there's millions of them now, that it's starting to go mass market. When they go home for Christmas and all they can talk about is Bitcoin, you can be sure that a few aunts and uncles are going to buy, a small amount of money for them, maybe $10,000 of crypto, and that's going to drive up the price. So you can expect it to be a local maxima then. Again, around just after Thanksgiving, we've seen the price really go up, possibly because of Thanksgiving, who knows. And with bad news, it's the same with the stock market. Some bad news comes out about Tesla and the price drops of Tesla. It has nothing to do with Tesla. It's just that's when the article was published. So immediately afterwards, the price is going to be low.
And that's the time to buy.
That's the time to buy. But it feels your monkey mind tells you it's the time to sell.
Gotcha.
So this is one way of applying inversion thinking. How can I lose a lot of money? But doing this more of the way Tim Ferriss did is, what is everyone doing? And let me do the opposite of that and see how it works.
His is a little bit more proactive.
It's different. Yeah, it's different. Yeah. It's different. So, you have to be proactive for this. There's no doubt about that. If you want to do your research, you got to be proactive. So Tim said, what if I do the opposite? So it could be interesting. Let's think about that for a second. What's everyone doing right now? People are buying Bitcoin. So you could short it. That'd be a way of doing the opposite. Though there's risks that go with that. What else are people doing?
You could...
what are people doing? And then we can figure out what the opposite of that is. What are people doing right now?
I feel like people are trading a lot because there's so much volatility.
Yeah.
So you could hold.
Yeah. You could trade a lot as well. That might be the opposite because there are a lot of holders.
As well.
Yeah. You could look at other currencies besides Bitcoin because that's where probably all the retail investors are putting their money in Bitcoin because that's what they've heard of before, and they're very susceptible to brand names. So what else is out there that looks like it could be good down the way?
The different altcoins?
Yeah, or Bitcoin Cash, for instance. If it is technologically superior, then in the long run it should be a win. What else is everyone doing? That's another way to think about it. Everyone's going to have their own view of this. So, yeah. As I suggest, take a look at that. How can you lose a lot of money? And also think, what's everyone doing? And let me do the opposite.
Cool.
Yeah. Does that help? Anything in here that you hadn't heard of before? Hadn't thought of doing?
Well, I'm the one that gave you the Tim Ferriss.
You are that's right, yeah.
So.
That's true. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
I hadn't thought of the Christmas time or the bad news, so that's helpful.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I can research exchanges to know which ones are the best, or I don't know how I would know which coins have technology issues. So, just doing homework, I guess. Google. Yeah,
it's Google. So, what exchanges have been around for a while, and how much money are they moving around? There's two ways to find something out. Different mental model. There's two ways to find something out. You can find out for yourself, or you can ask someone who knows. So, you could try to figure out for yourself which exchange is the best, but that might cost you a lot more time and money than just asking someone you know. So if you looked at our previous mental model on Circle of Competence. Yeah, there's a few guys in there that, whatever exchanges Naval Ravikant's using, those are the ones, I would use, or Chris Dixon. or any of those guys in that chart. Those guys have got a better idea than I would have. But don't take my advice, but try to find the right people to get advice.